Alrighty guys, another day in the shop. Started on this yesterday. Made a paper template that's going to go on the factory bracketry on the engine that would bolt to the valve cover. That has all the levers and everything else for the original throttle. Put this on there, realized that that needed to be clearanced. So then I made this paper template. That would go on there like so. And for the other part, which was a doozy, trying to get the geometry all correct, this goes up and over at a 90-degree angle roughly just to get started per se. And the throttle cable is going to bolt to this right here. That's what the little groove right there is cut out for, so the cable can actually fit through here and bolt to that. And then it would run up parallel with this link that has to come through here. Started on this one yesterday. Came over here, made the heavy duty CAD design template, which I was originally going to have a little triangle gusset like that just for reinforcement, but I think I'll be fine. I got some 3/16 steel from my buddy Gus. I've been working on this. It only took me almost 3 hours to do, but I'm using the original 2 bolts right here. I just ground this one down, and then this one I'm going to actually tap this bracket since it goes straight through and doesn't go to the valve cover per se. Put a 4th bolt. I know it's not going to go anywhere with 3 or even 2, but rather be safe than sorry. This is just resting on here for now. I do have to get a smaller ball socket for that, but that's wide open throttle. Still got just a little bit of a void. And then I was trying to retain this so I could shut this off. And I may play with that still grinding all this down so that this allows me, see how it pulls kind of on this one, what the throttle cable would be. I'd like to retain that still. So if alternator, power loss or something, I'm still able to come over here, shut the engine down. Like I said, this one took almost 3 hours. Getting this cut out with the grinder by hand, and then drilling these of course by hand, and then bending this and straightening it back out and then tweaking it again so that this can fit through here with no problem at all. So stay tuned for tomorrow's update. Thank you guys. Alright, I'm gonna throw in this too. I did end up getting my fittings for the power steering pump and the gearbox. So this threads in here, and this I believe is M16 by 1.5 inverted flare to 6AN, and then my 6AN hydraulic lines. And then I got my barbed fitting in here. I just have to get 2 hose clamps, and then the same exact fitting down here. And I'm pretty sure that these will be okay. This fuel line's obviously going to be out of the way. I mean, if anything, I can just have this cut, have a slightly different fitting on there, maybe a more straighter one on here or something, but I think with the engine going this way with all the horse torques this unit has, I think I'll be fine, because it's going to go into the bend. It's not going to be ripping away from it per se. Alrighty guys, good morning. It's another day. Gonna go get some breakfast. Gonna go to work, and then after work gonna run some errands. Gonna go meet up with Pollo, get some fuel lines, a couple other little things, and then head back to the garage. I'm gonna strip out the fuel tank, all the fuel lines, get it prepped to mount the fuel cell in the bed, and run all the new fuel lines through the frame rail back up to the engine, and we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. Fast forward, now it's the end of the day. I think it's around 9:30 or something. Under my storage unit of the truck, gonna get this gas tank ripped out tonight. Look into the wiring so I can send wires up to the sending unit in the fuel cell terminate the rest of the wires to potentially fully strip them out, and then we're also going to remove these fuel lines that run all the way up there where people originally cut them with a grinder or sawzall or something. Here's the T18 Ford transmission. Still got to get our shift fork and clutch sleeve. Here's my cross member I made with some clearance for the drive shaft. NP205, and we got the Ford 88 back there that still needs to be completely rebuilt, re-geared. There's some lift blocks in the back so the truck sits level. So stay tuned as we get this thing ripped out. 10 out of 10 recommend wearing glasses while doing this, especially when you have a mud truck like this. If I can roly poly and get up. Already removed these 3 screws. Looks like that's all it was right there. That should slide through there and give me enough room. Never done it this way per se, but we're gonna learn today. Okay, now I see what we're catching up on. Pretty nasty. If we can get up in here and check it out. That's one of the most awkwardest lights ever. Howie. Alright. Still got some fuel in there. So this plug. Not really sure what happened there, but did pry this puppy off of there. Just snapped on like that. Got that done. Thankfully these clips for these were super brittle and just fell apart. So I got both of those off. Just got this hose clamp loose. So now, while trying to just knocked all that dust in here. Whew. This is kind of really awkward. Alright, let me put this down. I'm going to get my knife and just slice it probably from here over that rib and get this popped off, and I'll get back to it. Alright, so once I got to looking, I was actually fighting a bunch of tape that blended in over time, and once I actually peeled back the tape I realized there was already a slice in this thing. pretty good to know, I guess. So now we can just go like that. And that is fully disconnected. Like that. And the filler neck just came over there. So now should be able to go like a this. Slide this thing on top of me. Oh yeah. And that is gas from probably 7 years ago. Get these straps out of here. And these you just go like that. And not sure what happened there again. I guess I need to buy a GoPro. Alright. Nasty old tank. Filler neck. Deleted for the fuel cell to go in the bed under all this stuff that's in my storage unit. Alright, so what are we looking for? This is one of the pieces of piston remaining from this truck. I got it from a gentleman that went on a pretty sweet camping trip with his father-in-law, I believe. And then they left somewhere. Not even sure really where they were. I'd have to ask him again, but they left somewhere. Got in the motorhome, started going on the road. Noticed something was kind of weird. Got going up to about 60 miles an hour until they realized that the truck was smoking behind them and stuff was going everywhere. And then they pulled over and the father-in-law left the truck in reverse and they were going forward at about 60 miles an hour by the time they put 2 and 2 together. And there was actually this underneath the driver's seat. Not really sure if that explains it or not, but if it is, that's why I got this truck for $50 and then invest my whole life savings into it. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get these fuel lines pulled out, run to town and grab some last minute boxes. Gonna be shipping out an injection pump, power steering pump, fittings, and my new gasket for this thing for his rig. So stay tuned. Would you just look at it? Oh, so looks like our vent's been off for quite a long time since that one was wrapped up in the frame rail. It's all done. These are complete fuel lines all the way to where I cut them, which only had this little bit. Somebody got a little crazy. Got the fuel filter mount off since that's garbage. That was way easier than I intended it to be. Just cleaned up some more room in there so I can run the new fuel lines and new brake lines and everything else. And I think that's going to end it for today's video. That's pretty bright. It's supposed to be on auto. Anyways, it's going to end it for today's video, so hope you guys enjoy. Kind of warm in here. Need to plug in my fan next time I crawl up under this unit. And it's actually 77 in here. This is my thermostat. So, until next time, stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, leave comments. Things you'd like to see, any questions you might have. Whatever, get them answered for you. Appreciate it.